We are back again in Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2006. This is the first of the championship series of games. Oh, that's a lie, right? I've been watching a couple of videos lately just going over like the next couple of games in the series. I'm kind of excited to get into that. But then I went back and realized, oh, I never actually finished this game, and there's a good reason for that. But I'll get into that in a second. So we're finally fighting the next tier of duelists, the final tier, quote unquote final tier. There's one more tier after this, but it doesn't really count. But the fifth tier of duelist in this game, and the first one being Ravioli, Lord of Phantasm. Since it's a fiend deck, I've brought Fairy Aggro, of course, using the GOAT format website. But the reason why I haven't really been able to beat this game is because in order to beat it, quote unquote, I have to do two things. I have to get the next tier of duelists, complete the tier of duelists, because right now I only have 2 of them available. So I have to unlock the rest of them, fight them, and then I can, count the game as completed to an extent. In order to unlock them, I have to go and do a lot of the other challenges. So I did the survival duel. I don't know if that's complete. How far of that I needed to do. I know I did up to 15, but I don't know what the max number of that is. I believe I did to 15 because that was the max number at the time. But I would presumably need to complete that. I did complete the duel puzzles. We took a huge detour and we did that. But then the last thing that I'd have to do, I could DD Warrior Ladies, but I don't think that's really worth it. You can get your whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Protect the Sanctuary, sure thing. We did the duel puzzles, but then there's still the limited duels, and then there's the special duel or like challenge duel. I forget which one the other one is, because there's one of them where it like limits what you can do, so it'll be like you can't use level 4 monsters or something like that. And then there's the other one where it's like you have to get a certain amount of damage in a duel, right? So there's those 2 different types of modes. I have to get most of those completed in order to unlock the next tier of duels. Originally I was going to try and do that maybe on screen. I can't believe I had to do 3 Mystic Shine Balls. That is so fucking lame. But alright. But yeah, so originally I was going to try and do that on camera, but that might not be really interesting because I have to build a bunch of different decks, and it's like semi-interesting because of the fact that Rush Ghostly, huh? It's semi-interesting because of the fact that I have to build a bunch of different decks under different scenarios, but at the same time, it ended up becoming a thing where I just end up doing very similar decks with slightly different variations between them, right? It could be interesting, but it can very easily not be interesting, if that makes sense. This might seem unnecessary, but I'm going to go ahead and run instruction this Slate Warrior over here. Especially given the like limited card pool that this game has. I don't know if I really want to go through all of that, if I'm being honest, so we'll see. I don't know if this deck has actually any tribute monsters, to be honest. I believe it actually doesn't. So we're just gonna go, as in, the name intends, we're just gonna go full aggro here. Overextend like crazy with Mythic Shine Balls, but we'll see. I might just end up doing that like off screen and then come back and just do the last tier duelist. Because the next thing I wanted to do is there's only 2 games left right now in the world of GBA Yu-Gi-Oh games. I've played all of them except 2 of them. Well, okay, 3 of them. I technically played Destiny. What is it called? Destiny Board Traveler or whatever, the like Mario Party one. Technically, I played that with Chris Kane a long time ago. Really bad audio, because his audio got mixed in with the game audio, and I went through hell to try and clean that up. Technically, I played that already. There's not really a way to complete that. I mean, it has some unlockables, but it is what it is. But the other game is Yu-Gi-Oh! 2004. I don't remember the actual name, but it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! 2004, and it's like super similar to all the other ones, like Eternal Duel Soul. It's like basically the same thing, except it's like the Seven Trials to Glory engine, but like a preview of that engine essentially. So That's the one I just haven't wanted to play, because it's just basically the same thing that we've done for so long. You know, it's kind of like the same card pull that we've played like 4 games with, so I didn't really want to go through that. The other one is Dungeon Dice Monsters, which you know, is pretty cool. I'd like to go through that, but the final one that I was talking about is Yugioh GX Duel Academy. That one I played very briefly for Yu-Gi-Oh! Month many moons ago, but I never did more than that. I think I played like I made 2 videos on that, and we just moved on to something else. That one I've actually been having some interest in picking up again. You can see there really quickly, the other duels I have available is Horus the Black Flame Dragon, right? None of the other 3, and it's not like if you beat, you know, these guys 20 times, you get the other 3. No, that's not how this works. But I've been interested in picking up GX Duel Academy again, because I've been watching some random videos. I don't know off the top of my head, but I got suggested a random video of some YouTuber playing through it. The next game, well, not next, but it's like way in the future, but Spirit Caller, that's kind of the same thing, because the next couple of Yu-Gi-Oh games are kind of all the same thing, which is why I was saying before that this is like the first World Championship game, but that's because I'm thinking it's the first World Championship of the like GX era, and there's like so many of them, and they're all very similar, is what I was trying to get at with that. But that being said, I've been watching a YouTuber, I'll put it on screen, or I put the video of him like playing through the game Spirit Caller as if he were one of the characters for the game. So he did one with Cyrus, did one with Chaz, and you know, I find that pretty entertaining. I get suggested random videos like that on YouTube, and I wanted to do something semi-similar, but for GX Academy. I keep trying to say DX Academy. I don't know why, but I wanted to do something somewhat similar to that. We'll get more into that when I actually do play that. But the problem with that is that that game basically has the same exact card pull. Ugh, I don't like that. I was kind of hoping to use some of these cards. All right, that was the whole point of me setting up all these Mystic Shine Balls, but fine. And now he's gonna, oof, that sucks. He's just gonna blow up my whole field, man. 3-card combo over here. 2-card, because you have to discard, right? Anywho. It has like the same exact card pull as this game, minus like the cool stuff. I don't know if I got to show off some of the cool stuff, but this game has like really cool stuff, like some cards that were just never released. Like the only one that I can really think off the top of my head is like Sixth Sense, right? That one's really cool. That got released eventually and then immediately banned. But you get access to that kind of stuff, right? Whereas like DX Academy, did I say it again? GX Academy doesn't have that. It has just like sort of the bare bones Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. But it's also the stuff that's already in this game, right? And it's not even like, even though it's DX Academy, it doesn't really have any of the good, I said DX, didn't I? Even though it's GX Academy, it doesn't have any of the good GX stuff in it, actually, right? It just has barely any elemental heroes. I think Zane barely has Cyber Dragons to play. He has like the bare bones ones. So, it's kind of rough, right, as a game, but I think if I do it the way that I'm thinking of doing it, it might be kind of fun. But that is to say, it'll be not a normal playthrough, and I think that's what I'll do with all of the upcoming championship games that are on the DS era. I'll do something similar to that, where it's just me doing sort of like, not like a challenge run, but like a specific type of run, rather than just talking like I am now playing through it, right? So I want to these defense monsters, I want to try and do that for GX Academy, and then I can go back and do Dungeon Dice Monsters. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Then we'd be kind of done, because I for the longest time I've wanted to do the 5D games, right? Everyone knows which ones I'm talking about, right? So the 2009, 10, 11 5Ds games, Championship Series games are really fun because they have a really wide card pool, for one. They're on the DS, which is kind of nice because you have, you know, better hardware, a lot more cards, which is really nice. So you can play around a lot differently. It's like getting into Edison era territory. We're finally out of GOAT. So it's just a breath of fresh air compared to everything that I've been playing here, right? Even like Soul of the Sealed Duelist, that was all GOAT format for the most part. With little, you know, little differences that me and Chris Kane sprinkled in, but would be nice to play something different, but also there's also a actual story mode in those games, right? The first one is not super great, the second one is okay, and then the third one is really good in terms of like the actual story mode, right? So I figured that'd be a lot of fun, but I also kind of want to make my way up there, so I think I'll kind of like shotgun blast through some of the DS games, because a lot of them, there's not really a lot going on there. So it might just be like a few videos, one and done kind of deal, or the kind of thing where I just, for the sake of like saying I completed it, I'll do a bunch of stuff but off screen kind of deal. I don't know, because I don't feel like going through what I don't want to activate anything. I don't feel like going through another one of these games where it's just all the same kind of thing for like 3 different games with like barely any change in the card pool, right? There's only so many times I can play Chaos Turbo or anything like that. But in any case, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and have yourselves a damn good one.